Are you interested in finding a school to enhance your education? Not sure where to start? Well, today your search is over. CDP Maths Lab eSchool offers classes for C.S.E.C, CAPE, and GSET subjects. Are you interested in finding a school to enhance your education, not and sure data operation? Well, today your search is over. Maths Lab students CDP Maths Lab about their Are you interested in finding a school to enhance your education? Not sure where to start? Well, today your search is over. CDP Maths Lab eSchool offers classes for C.S.E.C, CAPE, and GSET subjects, along with training. Are you interested in childhood education your education and data operation? Not sure where to start? Listen to what CDP Maths Lab students have to say about their CDP most fulfilling experience. eSchool offers classes for C.S.E.C, CAPE, and GSET subjects, along with training. Are you interested in childhood education your education and data operation? Not sure where to start? Listen to what CDP Maths Lab students. Are you interested in finding a school to enhance your education? Not sure where to start? Well, today your search is over. CDP Maths Lab eSchool offers classes for C.S.E.C, CAPE, and GSET subjects, along with training in early childhood education and data operation. Listen to what CDP Maths Lab students have to say about their most fulfilling experience.
While I was attending, it was almost the best experience I ever had. Like I was in class, but I wasn't. I would give the school the full 10 out of 10 because the teachers take the opportunity to help the ones that really needed it. To the upcoming students, this is the best decision you have made, and it will benefit you in the near future.
CDP Maths Lab eSchool was founded by Ronique Bernard in August 2009 with a vision to see our students receive a solid education with an emphasis on developing their cognitive skills. The school is committed to developing individuals who will have a positive impact on the society.
The class it really helped me, and if you are going to C.S.E.C, I really recommend this class, so you could always give it a try. The prices are really reasonable, and it is really worth it for online class. Like myself, you would be proud because on that day or on that night when results are out and you log in and you open your results, that feeling, it really is great. It is more of an experience that you would really want to relive.
Of course, I went through it and I passed my exams. So I would highly recommend this to anyone. If you have a problem or so, they will take their time out. They will take their time out to tell you. Plus, they have history of also past students who have also passed their exams in once.
I have been attending for 6 months, and my most fulfilling moment would be the interaction between the teachers and the students, as the environment is very comfortable and welcoming. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, I would rate this institution, along with the teaching techniques, skills, and tolerance of the teachers, a perfect score of 10. If I had the opportunity to recommend someone to this class, I would, because I can assure you that you will leave 10 times better than how you had entered. Now that I am leaving, one thing that I would recommend is a classroom interaction at least twice a month, as some students tend to do better with face-to-face interactions. This program would be the best decision one could choose, as the teachers are excellent at what they do, and they will go to the extreme to ensure that you understand what was taught, even if that means staying up with you all night. To CDP Maths Lab. Thank you.
Despite his late start, Shonday was able to successfully complete his exam.
Trust me, it's a really good program, because if I entered a month before exam and I passed the exam, that says everything for itself. The program speaks for itself practically then.
CDP Maths Lab eSchool is convenient and economical. We provide flexible learning options in a relaxed environment. With over 80% pass rate, we offer free demo classes before payment, one-to-one interactive tutoring, clinical teaching sessions to strengthen weak areas, and step-by-step video and worksheet exercises.
So of course, we really are the one to choose. Experience teaches wisdom. Register with us now.
Are you ready to start your journey with CDP Maths Lab eSchool? Call us at 324-8441 or email us at cdpmathslab@hotmail.com. CDP Maths Lab eSchool, designed with your educational needs in mind.
Good night, sir.
Yes, good night, Tashi. Good night. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Not bad, I'm alright. Wait
Okay.
on the classmates join the class.
Okay,
I
sir.
have two warm-up activities, but I don't think I'm going to make you guys do both of them because chances are it might take long.
Okay, sir.
So the laptop fixed now?
No, sir. I didn't get it back today. But I'm gonna do the what you told me to do, though.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
okay. Why are persons taking long to come on tonight, huh? So how is school?
It's good so far, sir.
Good so far.
So far.
Very good. That's very good. It's now, let me see, let me find out what's going on with those persons. Uh, One second, please. All right, so we're gonna start because it's. Oh, Nicole should smell the rat. Okay, okay. Where's Nicole? Should have joined it. Okay. Teresa's late tonight. They were normally late. All right, let us pray. Let us pray. Okay, welcome to class, Nikosha. We're just going to pray and start now. All right, let us pray. Most kind and loving and heavenly Father, we give you thanks, oh God, for sparing our lives and living, allowing us to live to see another Wednesday night as we're about to continue our preparations for exams. I ask, oh God, that you will do as you have done before with the past students, that you will do to the present. Help these students to develop the necessary cognitive skills to be able to acquire the knowledge and the understanding and the wisdom that they need to do well in the exam that is before them. So I pray and we ask that you'll do according to thy will. Pray not only for them, but for other students who are preparing for this exam. Pray that will be with the students who are not yet online, that is Tarsha and Teresa. Pray that you'll help them to get on shortly so we can continue with our class. And we pray that the success of these students will bring honor and glory to your name. Be with the students, be with the persons who are viewing even our class live on YouTube. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, so I have some warm up activities for you guys. This is based on the section B of the syllabus, which you should be all working on. All right, this is based on the digestive system. So I'm going to put the link in the chat as usual. Please do not take forever now on this one. Should not take forever. You know the drill. All right. For those persons who are on the YouTube, you guys got a link? Ashay and Nikosha?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. The persons who are on the YouTube chat, you good night to you. You may participate in our session this evening by clicking on the link that we're using tonight. So you now have that link. All right, so just click on the link to participate. To access the link, you'll have to go in the live chat to access the link to participate in the activities. All right, so Those persons who would like to participate in our warm up activity, I just want to ask you to click on the YouTube live chat and you'll see the link there at the top, and you could let us know the score that you got. Ladies, when you guys are finished, let me know, please. When you're through with it, let me know, Ashley. All right. Ashley, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me know when you're through.
Will do, sir.
Mhm. So finish.
Yes, sir, I'm sending it now.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
what must I send it to?
You could screenshot it, since you're using your cell phone. What you need to do is just click on check my answers and then you screenshot it.
Okay, sir.
Hmm.
And send it to WhatsApp?
No, you don't have to send it to WhatsApp. You just I'll allow you to share your screen afterwards.
Okay, sir.
But I think Nicosia is having some problems. So is Teresa. So it's just you and I. So we could just go through it together after you get your scores. You got to score it, mom.
Yes, sir. I made some silly mistakes.
I want to know how much you got.
I got 8, sir.
Oh, 8 out of 10. Well,
Yes,
not
sir.
bad. Not bad. All right, let's do it together then. Let's do it together. What's the answer for this one here? Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, what's the answer for this one?
That's the most.
Hmm. Next.
Which one, sir? I don't see the most at the moment.
This one here.
Esophagus.
Esophagus. Good.
The liver on the left side.
Okay, the liver is here. Good.
On the
And
right
then
side of the stomach.
stomach. Good. Actually, just a comment on the fun is almost over.
The left is the small intestine.
Small intestine.
And
And
the
then
last
this
one
one
is
is
the large
large
intestine.
intestine. Okay, good. Tasha, this. Okay. Tasha missing all the fun. All right, so let's continue. Good night, Tasha. Welcome, foreigner. Welcome, foreigner.
Good night.
Yes, good night, foreigner. How you doing? How's the snow? You're missing out on the fun, you know. All right. Just write the name.
Yeah.
We're doing a warm up activity, which is based on the first assignment that you guys did. So you miss out on that. So we're just gonna finish up this, and there's another activity that can let you guys do warm up activity two. There are two warm up activities, and then we're gonna get into tonight's lesson,
Okay.
which is
Right.
based on the sewage treatment. And they will be looking at a few multiple choice questions based on what you guys should have already done already. Multiple choice C.X.C questions, and look at particular section B, paper two type question. So that is what we're trying to cover. I'm trying to cover with you guys tonight. All right. All right. What's the name of this one now?
The large intestine.
Large
That's the
intestine.
large intestine.
Okay. Thank you very much. This one.
Stomach.
Stomach. STOMACK. Other. This one.
CH, sir. Small
CH.
intestine.
Small intestine.
Mm-hmm.
Intestine.
TES.
Okay. And this is it.
It's plural. There's a S. Intestine.
So you don't say the S?
There shouldn't be a S after the N.
After the N? Okay. And so is this one too.
Yes, sir.
And this is the
Mouth.
mouth. I guess some parents would have said the teeth. And this is the
Esophagus.
esophagus. And what is this name of this thing coming down this esophagus? What's the name of that thing coming down the esophagus? What's the name of it? Anybody knows?
The
Is it
trachea
salivary?
or what's it? Sir,
Wait, wait, hold on.
what
Tasha,
is
what you
it?
call it? This thing right here, what you call it?
Sir, isn't it the bowl of
Oh,
salivary?
It is the bolus.
the bogus or what's the
The
bolus?
Bowl.
bogus.
I think it's the bolus. The bolus, sir.
Hello, there's no bogus thing in this class. No, it's the bolus.
Bolus.
Sir,
Eh?
the round thing that you're pointing at, right? Is it the food thing?
Yeah, man, the bolus. Yeah,
Bolus.
That's
Bolus.
yes, that's what I was trying to explain.
yes, not the bogus. It's the
Bolus.
bolus. It ain't no bogus around here. It's bolus. Ah, okay. Hey, hey. All right. So coming together. They choose the words related to the digestive system. Which other words are related to the digestive system?
Large intestine,
Large intestine,
stomach,
stomach,
Esophagus.
esophagus,
esophagus,
small intestine,
small intestine,
mouth.
And the mouth.
mouth, the mouth. Anything else?
Mm, mm,
Eat, boy. You
no,
have to
sir.
eat.
Eat. Your eat. Eh?
Eat.
Anything else?
Sir, I didn't
Sir,
press eat.
Oh,
I would say the feces, but you know, after everything that have a lot to do with it too. So
so you want me to select that?
I don't know.
Make up your mind. Good evening, Teresa. Mother Teresa, good evening. Welcome to class.
Hi, sir. Good evening. Good
Yes,
evening,
Miss.
guys.
Good evening.
All right.
Good evening.
Okay. You're missing out on the fun. All right. Somebody got 8 out of 10 for this one. So what are you saying? Feces? Yeah, you want to choose feces? All right. You just said that. Any other?
No, sir.
Not even pancakes? Okay. All right. We'll see.
No, sir. Let me tell you why. Cause I only picked the large intestine, stomach, esophagus, small intestine, and mouth.
And you got
And
those
I don't see
correct?
there's any other answer for it. Yes, sir.
So that means that this is wrong and this is wrong. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, number
I
4.
was thinking, sir, but then
Yeah.
I was thinking to pick them, but I left them to see what the answer would be.
Okay,
It
then.
didn't come out.
Didn't come up. All right, cool. Which organ is? All right, so you have to match the organs that relates to the statements here. So like how Teresa just came and Tasha didn't do it. Let's see what they will come up with. Um, which of these would I put beside they chew the food?
Teeth.
Eat, sir.
Teeth. Okay, both of us said teeth. It connects the mouth to the stomach.
Esophagus.
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 Esophagus. Hold on. Don't say a word. It absorbs water and eliminates feces. Teresa.
Oh.
Sir, why me?
Why not you?
Can I share answer, sir, or no?
Sir, is it
Sir, I'm
large
thinking the
intestine?
small.
Somebody said large intestine. Which one do you think? Is it the large or the small?
The large, sir.
Large intestine. All right. It mixes food with special liquids and the digestion starts.
Stomach.
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 Come on. And of course, the final one is.
Small intestine.
But where in the small intestine are the foods, are the nutrients absorbed? Where? Where the small intestine
Is
are
it
nutrients?
in the
I'm listening.
So what was the question?
Um, where in the small intestine, or what section of the small intestine are the nutrients absorbed?
Sir, is it in
is
the
it the
villi?
Okay, hold on,
duodenum or
hold on. Go ahead, Teresa.
Is it in the villi, sir?
Yes, you're correct. The villus absorbs them.
wow, what true. Wow.
Yes,
True.
that's correct.
True.
I
Yeah.
deliberately ask you, because I was just testing your memory.
Me, sir?
Eh?
So you don't have a memory problem.
Yes, I was
True.
testing it to prove something to you.
Okay.
I believe I've proven it, right?
I truly
So
believe.
far. All right, let's go to number 5. It's not so bad as you think. Number to order the process of digestion. Tasha, you want to go first? Which one should be the first?
To order the process of digestion. Let me see.
So where should we
We
put
throw the
number 1?
food in the
So this will be number 1.
yes, we throw the food with our teeth.
And what's next?
In the
The
final.
food goes down
The
the
food goes
Food
down
esophagus
goes
and
the
into
down
the
to the
stomach.
esophagus.
esophagus.
Okay, good, Teresa. All right. What's next?
In the stomach, the digestion starts.
In the
Okay.
stomach.
All
Okay.
right. That's 3. What's next?
Next, the food goes into the small intestine.
Next, the food goes in the small intestine.
Yeah. And then
And
this is
finale.
must be 5. The last one is my one, man. No, the third. Yeah. All right. So let us see. What's the grand finale?
Yeah.
9 out of 10. Let's see where we went wrong. Where
Where
did
we
we
went
go
wrong?
wrong? You know, I somehow believe we went wrong with not
Indeed.
choosing 2 of these. I can bet you any money on that.
The eat and the feces. But one of
I,
it.
I don't want to think it is actually the pancakes and the eat.
Wait, sir, wait. So can't you like do it over on a different page? I don't know.
Yeah, I can just I can refresh the page, and then it'll go back to it. But that's not a problem though. Together we got 9 out of 10. Now I just wanted to realize now there are fun ways of practicing. Um, well, somebody sent in theirs. Let me check who sent it in. Somebody sent in theirs. That's lovely. Let us check. Somebody sent in theirs. We need to see who sent that in. Let's see who sent it in. I wonder if it's Nikosha sent it in. It's not it. Let me check it. I'm not seeing that. I guess that's a late message that came in, right? All right. That's a late message that they sent me. All right, so let's look at our second warm-up activity for the night, and then we'll get into the night's lesson. And we'll do it together based on the time. Nothing far from what you just did, but this repetition is not bad for the soul, eh? All right. Of course, this one is the stomach, right? Again, stomach. And this is which one is this? Which one is this?
The teeth. I see that.
Dude, teeth is there, so it will be the teeth. Okay. What about this one?
The small intestine.
Small intestine.
Looks like the small intestine. Okay. What about this one?
Esophagus.
The stomach.
Well,
I don't know. It is there.
it would be the esophagus. Yes, with the esophagus. Yes, because they had said the stomach already. So
yes, I just realized. Sorry.
Okay, good. All right, and then now, this one is which one?
The mouth.
Saliva.
Saliva. Oh, the saliva. The saliva. And where is the saliva produced or stored? Where is it stored in the mouth?
Saliva gland.
Saliva gland. Very good. Very good. And what's the name of the enzyme?
Sorry?
What's the name of the enzyme? What's the name of the enzyme?
Maltose.
No.
I'm trying to remember.
No, it's not maltose.
Salivary.
Salivary what? Salivary. It's two words. Go ahead, try it.
Salivary gland.
Amylase.
Amylase. Very good.
Salivary something.
Salivary amylase. Not salivary something. Salivary amylase. Okay. Salivary amylase. All right. What about this one here?
Large intestine.
Large intestine.
Large intestine. Okay. So it doesn't matter how they said it, right? And this one is?
The mouth.
The mouth.
Mouth.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. So let's get down to business now. All the steps. So we have to pull them. So the stomach turns the food into thick liquid. By the way, what's the name of the thick liquid which the stomach turns the food into?
Chyme.
Wow. Wait there. Teresa, you borrow somebody's memory or is it your memory? Which one? Or I went to buy a new memory at the computer store.
You can borrow it, sir.
Okay. Very good. All right, let us go through this and see which one comes first. So we have the stomach turns the food into a thick liquid. We have the food goes to the esophagus. The waste is eliminated by the large intestine. The liquid goes to the small intestine. The teeth break the food. It absorbs nutrients. The saliva.
The teeth break the food.
Teeth break the food. Are you sure there's anything else? All right.
The teeth breaks the food.
The teeth breaks the food. All right. So that's one. What's two?
The saliva mixes the food.
The saliva mixes the food. Okay. So saliva mixes the food. Okay, great.
The food
goes to the esophagus.
And the food goes to the
esophagus.
Esophagus. Okay, good. So now I have that lock. And then number 4.
Then it goes to the stomach.
Goes to the stomach. Good. That means you're supposed to be able to that. You're supposed, after these activities, you're supposed to be able to describe what happens in the digestive system. You see what's going on here? All right. What's next? What's next? The liquid goes to the what's next? The stomach turns
The
the food
stomach
in.
turns the food into thick
Well, okay,
liquid.
this is automatic. Number six, what's next? What's next?
The
What's next?
The liquid goes
Liquid
to
liquid
the
goes to the
goes
small
to the
small
right
intestine.
intestine.
Liquid goes to the small
small
intestine.
intestine,
That's all.
sorry.
Okay, what's next? What's next?
It absorbs the
Absorbs the
nutrients.
nutrients.
Good, 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 good. What's next?
The liquid goes to the large intestine.
Large intestine. And then, finally,
Waste.
The
The
waste.
waste is eliminated by the
okay.
enlargement.
Oh, hey. So that is the last one. So we carry it down to here and here. All right. Is there any more questions there? Wow, lots more. Mercy. All right. What organ is
Regular
it? Yeah. What is a regular thing?
Small
It
intestine.
absorbs the nutrients, small intestine. All right. It collects the waste and gets rid of it.
Large
That's
intestine.
large
Large
intestine.
intestine.
But it breaks the food into small pieces.
Teeth.
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 So,
Good.
yes, the teeth.
It
Yeah.
connects the mouth and the stomach,
Esophagus.
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 And then
Stomach.
it turns the food into liquid.
Look where my internet now works. So good.
The stomach.
Stomach.
Good. And um, question, what is the name? You told me chime, but what is the name given to the action of the stomach that turns the food into liquid?
Sir, I can't pronounce it.
What does it
Term.
begin?
Term. Something. So,
All right,
sir.
you almost got it. I'm going to help you out. Churns. Very
Turn.
good. Churns, very good. Wonderful, wonderful. Excellent job. You see, oh my gosh. God is awesome. God is an awesome God. Very awesome God. All right. It mixes the food. Which one is this?
Saliva.
Saliva. All right. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Okay. So small intestine. So we're gonna match them now. It's a pencil thing. Okay, pencil thing. So we could match this with right here. Good.
Yes, sir.
Esophagus. Mouth goes here. Large intestine goes where now? So stomach would come right here. Then the large intestine is here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the small intestine. I should have given you this because I believe you'd have had fun. I never want to take too long. And this is the small intestine here. That's it. Wow.
Really, sir?
Yeah, there's
No,
more.
no, no. I cannot believe this. So much work
Complete the
today.
crossword. No.
Let's complete the crossroads then. Crossroads. This is too much work. This.
Saliva, sir.
The food
Food becomes
becomes this
this
in
in
the
the
stomach.
stomach. What up?
Hmm. Well. The food becomes this in the stomach.
Liquid, sir.
Liquid. Okay. Liquid. No, sorry.
Sir.
It's Liquid. Okay. The body system that helps to get the nutrients from food when we eat. The body system that helps to get the nutrients from food when we eat.
Digestion.
Digestion.
Sorry. Say what the puzzle said.
Digest.
Alright, something there's
Is it SRT? Come spellers.
STION.
STION. N. Okay. All right. All right. So 3 going across. An organ that can be small or large.
Intestine.
Intestine. Okay. Wow. Test. E. Okay. Now we're going somewhere. 4. They are absorbed in the small intestine. They
What?
are what was that, Ashley?
Nutrients.
What did you say, sir?
No, I was asking. It says they are absorbed in the
Oh,
small intestine.
nutrients.
So it's nutrients. Okay. So this is R. Come spell it for me. I.
IENTS.
Oh, I forgot that the language scholar is on here. Sorry, my apologies. The language scholar. All right. So number 6.
Five.
No. Oh,
Five.
number 5. Okay, sorry. Organ that
Esophagus.
connects the mouth and the stomach. What is it?
Esophagus.
Esophagus. That they count. Really? Yeah,
Does
the
it
line.
S? Come spell us,
No, no
come.
way there.
O.
Come spell us. Spell it for me, please.
O.
O. And what next?
P.
Huh? What next?
P.
T.
P, sir. P, as
Oh,
in
P.
pat.
Oh, P. Okay.
Sir,
H.
sir, wait.
Sir.
H.
Before you go any further,
Yes.
how do you reach in esophagus?
You know, I don't know. I was writing what I heard. I thought I heard rather.
Sir,
Eh?
your brain should not tell you no, there's no T.
That is true. I open up the past my questions. You guys tell me that your brain, what your brain should tell you. So I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know how I got that. Honestly. All right.
A,
A. Yes.
G,
G. Yes.
U,
Yes.
S.
S. Okay. And we have 2 more to go.
3, sir.
3. Oh, yes. So at number 6, what we eat.
Food.
Food. Oh, that's an easy one. Okay. And then we are at number 7. The large intestine gets rid of it.
Waste.
Hmm.
Sir, no, there.
This one is tough. It wasn't that easy, is it? Which one is this? Is it digestion that should be there?
No, sir.
Should be digestive.
Yeah, it should be digestive.
Digestive.
Well, waste is correct then.
Then waste is correct. Yes,
Yeah.
man.
I was just wondering what have N.
Yes, waste is correct. Okay, so crossword puzzles are nice things to do to work on your brain. It's good to do crossword puzzles. And 8, it has teeth and saliva.
Mouth.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Yes, that would be it. So M O T H. So after all, it's not so bad. Huh? You guys having a good little memory. Good little memory. So I think the one that we need to do is the one on the enzymes, eh? We should get a
So what's that thing?
oh. I guess maybe it's out of spelled. I don't know. Maybe
But you got it, sir.
Yeah, but you see, it's the S. The S should not be there. Yes. S should not be there at all. All right. So those are 2 warm-up activities for this evening. I hope next week we can look at God's in our lives are spared. We can look at the enzymes that are present. We can look at the teeth and so forth. So we'll be doing some warm-up activities based on what you would have studied on your own so far. All right, so not so bad. I think you deserve a clap. As I said before, well, I don't know if I said it to you before, but what is important now is that while you are studying the systems as well, bear in mind the diseases that are related to these systems that may affect the systems. For example, could somebody tell me one of the diseases that would have related to the digestive system somehow?
Gastroenteritis.
Gastroenteritis, definitely. That's one. Any other?
Come on. Um, forget it.
It would probably fall in nutrition and the digestive system. You could probably talk about diabetes, right? But even though it doesn't really affect the digestive system, but in some case, nutrition right there, right? Um, what else could you think of? There's an obvious disease that links to the digestive system. An obvious disease. Nobody not looking?
So why you started? Go ahead. Go again.
It begins with the letter T.
T.
Eh,
Repeat, sir.
there's a disease that links to the digestive system that starts with T. Obvious one. It is a kind of a disease that people bring upon themselves.
Tetanus.
What?
Tetanus.
I mean, I don't know what about. No.
Is the only T I know so far, sir.
The only T you know so far?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm still thinking though.
Okay. Uh, uh, well, it affects one particular organ in the digestive system.
Is it? Can't call it everything.
I don't want to be word either. Simple word. Even me can call it. And if anybody in the chat wants to tell us the name of that thing there.
Typhoid. I don't know any name.
Oh, no, not too much bigger. Tooth decay.
What, sir?
Tooth decay. When you tooth decay, that is not something healthy. That is diseased.
What?
Then hold on there. Is tooth decay a fashionable thing or is it a disease?
I
What do
nobody
you
not
think?
think more that.
But I tell you, it's a
But
simple
nothing
thought.
but a cat.
Sir, no,
Yes,
no. What
alright.
you
Rotten
said
teeth.
couldn't. It sound like something different.
Sir, it's
Okay.
say obvious.
Yeah.
Then that's just the teeth in front there. Then.
Sir, I mean, I have none of them something that say no obvious.
Oh,
You have to
sorry,
open up
sorry,
people mouth to fix that.
sorry. Well,
I mean,
sorry. Okay then. All right. Could somebody take me through the process? What caused the tooth decay?
alright, so tooth decay is because when you left food on the tooth overnight and that food
Cause
has
bacteria.
a bacteria. So the bacteria now feed on the enamel. Bacteria feed on the enamel.
Feed on the food.
The food or the bacteria, sir.
Yes,
Continue.
and I think the
If I
nerve.
get
They
that.
have that to do with the nerve, and the nerve sense.
You know what you say it.
So if you left that untreated, it goes down to the dental.
No, you know what you say it either. But you haven't told me the cause of the tooth decay.
The cause of it, sir. Sir, the cause the bacteria that
Yeah, but what the bacteria does.
the bacteria feed on the enamel, sir.
No, the acid is an actual acid that is released when the
Yeah, that thing.
bacteria feeds on the food that is left behind.
Yeah.
An acid is
Yeah,
released.
and the
Acid
bacteria
that
produce the
burns out
acid.
that is what burns out the enamel and create a cavity.
So you know my memory bad already.
Well, it's not so bad, but you stop telling yourself. But once you picture the thing, what you guys need to do is try to get a picture. And this is why I like when I teach you diagrams, I teach you pictures, I teach you videos. I like when you make your notes that way as well, right? All right, so I think we have covered some grounds in our two activities, right? Okay. Just saying good night to those on YouTube. I don't see nobody does the. I gotta stop sending link them in a YouTube chat because nobody tries it, and that's not nice. Not nice. All right, so we're gonna move on to video presentation. Um, in school, students normally go on what we call field trips. So, well, we're online and COVID is out, so we cannot go on field trips. So we'll be going on a virtual tour of a wastewater plant. There are two videos here that I would like for you to watch, and there's an activity. Pay attention to the activity. You should watch and listen to the videos to create a chart illustrating what happens when wastewater is treated. And I want you to do it in your books, your notebooks, something. And then you're going to turn on your videos, turn on your cameras and show me what you did. So that means that we need to listen keenly to the presentation. And you might just come out with something good. Let us see. Are we ready? So we're going to go for what I think is the less boring video. The guy is more interested. The woman is kind of boring, but she probably more detailed. So that's why I use in both videos. So let us now go to the first video, wastewater treatment, otherwise referred to as sewage.
Welcome to the Ventura Water Reclamation Facility. My name is Vince, and I will be your virtual tour guide on today's tour of our plant. Every time you flush the toilet, wash your hands, take a shower, or do your laundry, that water all comes to this facility to be cleaned before we discharge into the Santa Clara River estuary. We treat roughly 7 to 8 million gallons a day of wastewater. Today, our tour is going to consist of following the liquid stream and the solid stream throughout our facility. Our first stop brings us to our headworks facility. This is where all of the wastewater from out the city comes to our facility. Here, we remove large items such as rags or paper towels and grit, which can pose issues to the treatment system further on. Let's go inside and take a look. This is the bar screen. The bar screening system picks up paper towels, rags, and puts them onto a conveyor belt to be hauled to a landfill. The grit and rags that are collected from the bar screens enters the grit box, which will be hauled off to a landfill for final disposal. After the water leaves headworks, it comes to the primary clarifiers. This is where we get the main separation between solid and liquid. So behind me are the primary clarifiers. These use gravity to separate the liquid and the solids. Anything that's heavy sinks to the bottom, and any light material or water stays at the top to go move on to the next process. So from this point on, the water at the top is going to go one way, and all the solids that are at the bottom are going to go another way. So from here, we're going to have two different streams. We're going to have the water stream, and we're going to have the solid stream at the bottom. So now we're going to follow the water stream, which is going to take us to our activated sludge tanks. Come on, let's go. The next step in our treatment process is the activated sludge tanks. In these tanks, we have good bacteria and bad bacteria. The good bacteria eats the bad bacteria, so we have to maintain a constant balance of good bacteria versus bad bacteria. All organisms need three things to live: food, water, and air. Since this bacteria needs air to survive, we pump air through the bottom of the tanks so they can breathe. This process consists of two main objectives, nitrification and denitrification. In the nitrification process, we convert ammonia into nitrate. In the denitrification process, we convert nitrate to nitrogen gas. Nitrate is dangerous to the wildlife where the water will flow after it leaves the plant. So it's very important for us to take that nitrate out of the water and convert it into nitrogen gas. This is the main step of our biological treatment process. During this process, we don't use any chemicals. From this point, we're going to go to our next step, which is the secondary sedimentation tanks. This treatment process is called secondary sedimentation. This is just like primary sedimentation, but the bacteria that's in the water sink to the bottom very slowly. As you can see here, the water will overflow the weirs and then go on to the next treatment process. Anything that doesn't go over the weirs settles to the bottom and is reused and recycled into the aeration system. As you can see, we have our local wildlife that enjoys our secondary sedimentation tanks also. The water that goes through the weir comes over our waterfall and then flows underground to the next step in our process, the tertiary treatment filters. These mixed media filters are made up of different types of sand and gravel. They clean the water to where it can be reused for irrigation and landscaping purposes. The water moves through these low pressure filters and remove all inorganic compounds. So far throughout this process, we still haven't used any chemicals. From here, the water is going to flow to our chlorine contact tanks. This brings us to the last stage of our wastewater treatment. Here, the water is disinfected with chlorine. So basically it smells like a swimming pool. These chemicals have to be stored in a facility for safety purposes. Any other living organisms that make it to this point are killed in the disinfection process. So the water has to remain in these tanks for a certain amount of time in order to chlorinate the water properly. Once the water leaves this tank, we have to dechlorinate the water, which means take the chlorine out of the water so it's not harmful to the birds in the receiving water. To do that, we use sulfur dioxide to dechlorinate the water. Once the water is dechlorinated, it can be released to the wildlife ponds and then ultimately to the Santa Clara River estuary. When the water first entered our facility, it was dark and murky. Now it is clear, clean, and safe for the environment. So that's it for the liquid portion of the tour. Now we're going to talk about the solid portion. Remember the part that we talked about in the primary clarifiers that settles to the bottom? That ends up here in the digesters. These digesters work like stomachs. They have to maintain a certain temperature in order for the bugs to live and break down the bad contaminants that are left in the sludge. The bacteria in these tanks create methane gas. That methane gas is captured and we're able to generate electricity from it. That process is called cogeneration, where we power an engine using methane gas as fuel, which in turn turns a generator to create electricity. Using this treatment process, our plant is able to generate about 30% of our electrical needs. So that concludes our tour of the Ventura Water Reclamation Facility. I'd like to thank you for taking this virtual tour. Hopefully soon, you'll be able to take a tour in person here at the plant.
Thank you very much, Ventura. That was a wonderful tour of their plant. So we got a virtual tour. I would assume that you guys would like for me to allow you to rewatch it again for you to carry out your little activity. Yes, so we're not just watching videos today. We are watching videos with a purpose. So, are you ready for the second watch?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let the games begin.
Welcome to the Ventura Water Reclamation Facility. My name is Vince, and I will be your virtual tour guide on today's tour of our plant. Every time you flush the toilet, wash your hands, take a shower, or do your laundry, that water all comes to this facility to be cleaned before we discharge into the Santa Clara River estuary. We treat roughly 7 to 8 million gallons a day of wastewater. Today, our tour is going to consist of following the liquid stream and the solid stream throughout our facility. Our first stop brings us to our headworks facility. This is where all of the wastewater from out the city comes to our facility. Here, we remove large items such as rags or paper towels, and grit, which can pose issues to the treatment system further on. Let's go inside and take a look.
Now, what would that part of the process be called? Let's see if you're on the right track so far. Anybody?
Repeat the question, sir.
Yes. What would be the name of the first step? What would be the name of it? A word is used to describe that. What would be the name of it? What are they basically doing at the beginning of the treatment of the wastewater? What's the first thing that they have to do first? Anybody? All right, listen for it again. No, listen for it.
It's in there?
If the answer is there?
Yes, sir.
Well, what you said, Teresa?
Yes, sir. That's what I asked.
Yes, man, the answer is in it. The answer is there. All right, let me play it and you will hear.
This is the bar screen. The bar screening system picks up paper towels, rags, and puts them onto a conveyor belt to be hauled to a landfill.
So what have they done? What have they done? You go ahead, Teresa.
They remove like stuff that is in it.
They remove like what?
Stuff, rags and stuff, sir.
Okay, rags, and some women would put certain disposable there. Not you ladies, but some women would do that, unfortunately. They have moved rags, they have moved condoms, they have moved all sorts of debris. But there's a particular word that they use to describe when you're removing these things. What are you basically doing? The word is actually used. The word is used to describe the equipment, actually. It's actually called screening. He said bar screening. So the first step, you have to screen the wastewater. So, in other words, in screening the wastewater, you are separating the large objects, right? So, because even when they are treating actual water that comes into the Mona Dam in Jamaica here, and because you'd be surprised at the things that comes into the Mona Dam. You have animals, you have metals, you have all sorts of debris comes into the Mona Dam. Probably all bed that people throw away. Because of human pollution, of course, things will come there. So there are some grills that they use to screen those things. So it's called screening. So the first thing is screening. So in your chart, your first thing you should have is screening. When I say chart, I mean something like this. And I believe you all would have the graphic organizer that speak about sequence. So you can have it as a timeline. Oh, so we'll talk about a chart. You have one thing there, and then you have your arrow, and then you draw another box there. Then you draw your arrow again. Good. So therefore, the first thing would have been screening. I'm just starting you off. Good. And then what comes after screening, that's what they really want. Good. Because they might get that chart and they want to fill in the missing parts in the chart. You understand? So it's good to know what are the different phases phases in the treatment of the wastewater, the sewage water. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So let's continue watching the video now.
The grit and rags that are collected from the bar screens enters the grit box, which will be hauled off to a landfill for final disposal. After the water leaves headworks, it comes to the primary clarifiers. This is where we get the main separation between solid and liquid. So behind me are the primary.
So what is separated there?
Solid and liquid, sir.
Okay, so they are separating now solid and liquid. So these are obvious solids that could pass through the screening stage. So they are very, very small particles that they refer to as the solids that would pass through the screening stage and get into the second stage. So the primary clarifiers now are going to do the major separation where you separate what? What are they separating again?
Solid and liquid.
Solid and liquid. Good. All right, so let's continue.
Primary clarifiers. These use gravity to separate the liquid and the solids. Anything that's heavy sinks to the bottom, and any light material or water stays at the top to go move on to the next process.
Now, what he's describing there, you may have seen it. When you are ladies, so you cook. Is there anything in your cooking experience that would remind you of what he's talking about?
Water and oil.
Water and oil? Nah, not really, no.
Oil.
No, not the water and oil, not that one. Yep. Oh, you cook it water and oil? Okay.
Sir, really? I'm not. Yeah, no. I'm not saying anything more.
No, man, don't say that. But, all right, it happens when you're making drink, a particular drink. No. Carrot juice?
I was gonna say that.
Oh, you're gonna say that? Okay, carrot juice. You never shake up the carrot juice. And when you shake it up and you leave it to stand still, you realize that the solids go to the bottom and then the liquid rises to the top. That is what he's referring to right there. Good. That type of solution, there's a name given to that type of solution. It's called a colloid solution, right? But that stage now would have to be separating the thing using gravity. All right. So let us continue. You want to hear that part again, so let's get to there.
Solid and liquid. So behind me are the primary clarifiers. These use gravity to separate the liquid and the solids. Anything that's heavy sinks to the bottom, and any light material or water stays at the top to go move on to the next process. So from this point on, the water at the top is going to go one way, and all the solids that are at the bottom are going to go another way. So from here...
So question, before we go any further. What are the two separating technologies then that they have used so far in separating the water from solids and oil? There are two things I've used so far. What are the two things I've used?
Sir, I didn't get the name. It's primary something or another.
Primary clarifiers? No, well, it happens in the primary clarifiers, but that is not there's a name that he used. What actually does the separation from the solid from the liquid?
Gravity.
Gravity, exactly. Gravity is one of them. And then what's the other thing? What's the first thing that they use to do some separation? It starts with S. We just talk about it. Screening. Good. Come on, the people. Come on, you. Well, the question sounds too easy and obvious. Come on, man. Gravity.
No, sir. Not that. I'm taking notes.
Oh, you're taking notes as it goes.
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. Let us go.
We're going to have two different streams. We're going to have the water stream and we're gonna have the solid stream at the bottom. So now we're gonna follow the water stream, which is gonna take us to our activated sludge tanks. Come on, let's go. The next step in our treatment process is the activated sludge tanks. In these tanks, we have good bacteria and bad bacteria. The good bacteria eats the bad bacteria. So we have to maintain a constant balance of good bacteria versus bad bacteria.
What is this? What is this phase called now?
Activated. Sir?
It activated what? Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Sludge.
Sludge. Okay.
Sludge.
Do you guys know what sludge is? What is sludge?
I don't know.
Sir, sludge is like sir, sludge is like built up of like scums and dirt and stuff.
Yes, exactly. So that's basically it. So yeah, mud, muddy deposits, right? Slushy mass deposits, sediments, precipitated solid, matter produced by water and sewage treatment process, right? So it is sludge. Basically, what you described, you are correct there. And why I asking these things, when certain words are used in videos, it is very important that you try to get the definition of them and know what it means, so you can understand what he's talking about, right? So it's really something muddy. Good. So getting rid of the sludge now. All right, in the activated sludge. So let's hear what really happens now. Ready?
All organisms need three things to live: food, water, and air. Since this bacteria needs air to survive, we pump air through the bottom of the tanks so they can breathe. This process consists of two main objectives: nitrification and denitrification. In the nitrification,
I want you to write that down. The activated sludge area includes two things: nitrification and denitrification. Make sure you record that.
Don't unpause it yet, sir.
No, I won't unpause it as yet.
Okay, sir, go ahead.
All right. Is everybody okay with me moving on? Everybody's okay with me moving on?
Yes, sir.
Well, what do we mean by the word nitrification? Because we're using some big words here. Language specialist, do you know?
No, sir.
You don't know. All right. Nitrification. The nitri. When you don't know, what do you do?
Search it up.
Search. That's not what the old people say. Old people say Google it. One time you wanted to say Google it, I say what is? All the one I say Google. All right. So in simple terms, nitrification is the process by which ammonia is converted to nitrates, and then nitrates, then nitrates. All right, so nitrification is the process by which ammonia is converted to nitrates and then nitrates. Nitrates is Nitrites, and then nitrates, Nitrates. Now, there are two elements that makes up the nitrates and the nitrates. Nitrates and nitrates is nitrogen and oxygen. All right. So All right, make note of that. Now, this process naturally occurs in the environment where it is carried out by specialized bacteria. So the nitrification is where the bacteria is going to be converting ammonia to nitrates and then nitrates. So the bacteria is what does this conversion, right? Now ammonia is produced by the breakdown of organic sources of nitrogen. See, so even in the water that is there now, the liquid part of it now, it still has some form of nitrogenic waste matter there. Understand? Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when we talk about nitrification, please make note of it. Let me so we'll talk about nitrification, and I know you might end up going. I know you're readers. I know the big time readers, them, you know. So inside that circle, you would probably put the word nitrification there, and then you know that you probably could put back the bacteria in it as well. What carries out the actual thing, specialized bacteria, they say that will be good bacteria, and what it basically does, you can have an arrow coming down, and maybe a rectangle. So it first breaks it down to ammonia. Well, ammonia is broken down to, well, if you want to put ammonia, put the text there, ammonia. And you would find this in which cycle this happens in? Which of the nutrient cycle this take place in? Anybody knows? Anybody remembers?
It's the nitrogen.
Nitrogen cycle, that is correct. Nitrogen cycle. And then that is now broken down into, just for space, I'm going to go this direction. Broken down into nitrates, nitrates. And that is spelled Nitrites, I think so. Spellers. Oh. That is Nitrites. Oh, I'm not so bad. Wow. That's nitrates. Let's know that this is nitrates here. I don't know if I can change the color. It's too late. All right, so there you go. And then now, another line now, come down to nitrates. Good. Oh, God is good. You know? God is good. Trust me. All the time. Oh, God is good. So this Nitra. The I turn to A. All right. So there you go. Let's say we can change the ammonia. Sorry there. This one here, man. Come on. Change this to white as well. All right. So basically, specialized bacteria that breaks down ammonia into nitrates, and then nitrates into nitrates, and then into nitrates. That is nitrification. All right. So that takes place inside the activation sludge. Good. So this is a part of removing the sludge and other micro and stuff. Good. Now ammonia, just in case you might wonder what ammonia is like. Don't know if any of you, well, both are in a country, don't live a country, so I don't really see madman really. But in Kingston here, in the downtown St. William's Grand Park, a lot of persons tend to use the walls, men tend to use the walls as places they can urinate. And after a period of time, when it builds up, it have that ranking smell. Or if you ladies wet your beds when you were younger, when you were children, you used to wet your bed, Ashley or Teresa? You guys used to wet your beds?
I don't remember, sir.
This time you conveniently don't remember, right? Well, when you wet your beds and you come off that bed and in the morning it has that people could tell that you wet your bed without even feeling it because of the pungent smell. That is caused by the ammonia that is inside the urine. And that is what the bacteria now, the nitrifying bacteria will convert to nitrates and then nitrates. And of course, the plants, would absorb the nitrates, good, and to make food, protein rather, good. Now we use that to make protein, all right? So bear that in mind. So when you see words being used, don't just write them down like that. You need to know what it means. And when you read the definitions, don't just write the paragraphs like that. This is what I'm talking about, organizational chart. Isn't it easy? Isn't it easy? Isn't it easy? Huh? Hello? Isn't it
Yes,
easy?
sir.
Good. So the lines then represent the bacteria. The bacteria breaks down ammonia, just boom, 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 break it down. Then it goes into nitrates, boom, boom, boom. Then nitrates, then nitrates. Good. So simple. No upper bag of words business. No bag of words business, man. I need no upper bag of words. All right. So that is nitrification described right there. Simple what we call graphic organizer, right? So we're going to go to the denitrification as well. Denitrification. Let us see what that means. By the way, what is the purpose of nitrification? For them to be doing this, it must have a purpose. Nobody knows? All right. All right. No, it's really to get the nitrates, really, so that if there's any plants that is possibly inside that tank that they may have, would get access to it and use it. So in some sense, it is what you call the maybe nitrogen cycle taking place inside here, right? All right. So let's look at the denitrification now. People dropping off. I think there's an internet problem in St. Anne for both Ashe and Tarshes from St. Anne. All right. Denitrification. All right, the denitrification now. Let's look at that. The denitrification. Yeah, you guys have an internet problem, Tasha? Tasha? Miss Clark? All right. Okay. So the denitrification is the process that converts nitrate to nitrogen gas, thus removing bioavailable nitrogen and returning to the atmosphere. So it means then nitrification is followed by denitrification. Good. So this part right here with these three things now is a nitrification part, but the denitrification now is the process that converts nitrate to nitrogen gas. So we could add this then further now. We could add this further. So we're going to add further to that. And I want that box. So you see, this is how easy to make notes now. You don't have to write a bag of paragraphs. Yeah. Power cut, I assume. Yeah, I figured that. It should come up soon, I believe, right? All right. I don't know what to do. I know. But you know, you will catch it. So, but you miss out, you will catch it on the YouTube. Yes. But I hope it will come back before we finish. All right, cool. Yeah, all right. Okay. The internet is down in St. Hans. St. Hans is having internet problems there. All right. Don't know if it's flow or GSM. All right. So, so the denitrification now is where the nitrates now is now converted to nitrogen gas. So everybody get that? Nobody get it? Nobody get it at all.
Sir.
I was wondering. What the talk you didn't say?
No, forget it was mute.
Okay. So it's nitrogen gas now. So we see what is happening now. So because you want to understand what he's talking about. You don't want to just jump into something like that, right? So the denitrification now takes place right here. Let's draw a little circle around it. So this part here is the denitrification part of it. Everybody see that now? You could make your annotation and put denitrification, nitrates converted to nitrogen gas. That is denitrification. All right. So we have that lock now. Trying to save a code. Trying to see if I could. I'm trying to see if I could get. All right, let's know that there's nitrogen gas that is right there. Okay. All right, and you make your notification that the denitrification is when the nitrates are converted to nitrogen. All right. Everybody get that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Good. So what we really have then now is nitrification leading to denitrification. All right. So everybody get the notes? Can I move on from here? All right. We can play the video. So we have an understanding now what basically takes place right there. And this is a biological thing. Okay? That's the biological thing where microbes are used in this process. It's the bacteria, nitrifying bacteria and the denitrifying bacteria. Let's go.
Process, we convert ammonia into nitrate. In the denitrification process, we convert nitrate to nitrogen gas. Nitrate is dangerous to the wildlife where the water will flow after it leaves the plant. So it's very important for us to take that nitrate out of the water and convert it into nitrogen gas.
So you hear the reason now.
Yes,
you hear the reason now. All right. So clearly, he's saying to us then that it was important for them to remove the nitrates because that is not good for the birds, not good for the wildlife out there. Because that water, when they after treating the water will go right back into the ponds and lakes and rivers, right? And these animals will be affected if the water, if they did not remove the nitrates and to convert the nitrates into nitrogen gas, so the nitrogen gas can go back into the atmosphere and it will remove from the water because it will not be good for the birds. And please make note of these things.
This is the main step of our biological treatment process. During this process, we don't use any chemicals. From this point, we're going to go to our next step, which is the secondary sedimentation tanks. This treatment process is called secondary sedimentation. This is just like primary sedimentation.
So make note of this, secondary sedimentation. All right, make note of this. So another separation will take place again. All right, throughout the entire process, is separation. It's separation. Good. Separating this from that. Separating the, so before it is activating sludge, it had separated basically nitrogen gas from the water. All right. Let's see what he has to say about secondary sedimentation.
But the bacteria that's in the water sink to the bottom very slowly. As you can see here, the water will overflow the weirs and then go on to the next treatment process. Anything that doesn't go over the weirs settles to the bottom and is reused and recycled into the aeration system. As you can see, we have our local wildlife that enjoys our secondary sedimentation tanks also. The water that goes through the weir comes over our waterfall and then flows underground to the next step in our process, the tertiary treatment filters. These mixed media filters are made up of different types of sand and gravel. They clean the water to where it can be reused for irrigation and landscaping purposes.
What are the filters made up of? What are the filters made up of?
Sand and stone, sir. Sand and gravel.
Just remember that's what they use a filter to do. Made up of sand and gravel. All right, remember that. The sedimentation, filtering. So sedimentation, the secondary sedimentation was the first sedimentation was to remove the sludge, and then the second sedimentation is to move the bacteria. All right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Water moves through these low pressure filters and remove all inorganic compounds. So far throughout this process, we still haven't used any chemicals. From here, the water is going to flow to our chlorine contact tanks. This brings us to the last stage of our wastewater treatment. Here, the water is disinfected with chlorine. So basically it smells like a swimming pool. These chemicals have to be stored in a facility for safety purposes. Any other living organisms that make it to this point are killed in the disinfection process. So the water has to remain in these tanks for a certain amount of time in order to chlorinate the water properly. Once the water leaves this tank, we have to dechlorinate the water, which means take the chlorine out of the water so it's not harmful to the birds in the receiving water. To do that, we use sulfur dioxide to dechlorinate the water. Once the water is dechlorinated, it can be released to the wildlife ponds and then ultimately to the Santa Clara River estuary. When the water first entered our facility, it was dark and murky. Now it is clear, clean, and safe for the environment. So that's it for the liquid portion of the tour. Now we're going to talk about the solid portion. Remember the part that we talked about in the primary clarifiers that settles to the bottom? That ends up here in the digesters. These digesters work like stomachs. They have to maintain a certain temperature in order for the bugs to live and break down the bad contaminants that are left in the sludge. The bacteria in these tanks create methane gas. That methane gas is captured and we're able to generate electricity from it. That process is called cogeneration, where we power an engine using methane gas as fuel, which in turn turns a generator to create electricity. Using this treatment process, our plant is able to generate about 30%.
All right. So, good video presentation there. I also want to say congratulations to Gabriel McPherson, one of our YouTube personnels who got 9 out of 10. I don't know if she had emailed it to us so we could see the results for us. Gabriel, I hope you had emailed it to us so we could see the your results. But we take your word for it. We believe that you got 9 out of 10. So I want to say congratulations to Gabriel McPherson. So I've got 9 out of 10 for the warm-up activity. All right, so back to students of CDP Labs. Now, so here we have then so after the filtration took place using the gravel and stone, then they moved to what was the next stage? What was the next stage for me? What was the next stage? Teresa?
Yes, sir.
What was the next stage?
The chlorine tank, sir.
Good. So what is that called? It's not called chlorine tank. What is it? What is it actually called?
Chlorination, sir.
Chlorination. Good. Or disinfect it. Good. And after the chlorinate the water, what do they do afterwards?
Sir, repeat.
After they chlorinate the water, what do they do after that?
Sir, they let it stay for a little while, then they dechlorinate it.
Dechlorinate it. Good. Why did they dechlorinate? Why was it necessary to dechlorinate the water? Tasha, are you there?
Sir, because it's harmful.
Harmful to who? The birds.
Yeah.
Good. And then of course, they get some byproducts. Do you remember a byproduct from what they did? There's a byproduct. You hear the name? What's the name of the byproduct that they found useful?
Methane gas.
Methane gas. Excellent. Very good, Teresa. So you have been listening. Wonderful. Very good. Methane gas. All right. So in summary, Teresa, you want to summarize what this video is all about?
Me, sir?
Yes.
No, sir.
Didn't you write your notes down? I thought you were making notes.
Sir, yeah.
Yes. So read what you have. Read what you have there. Read what you have.
Sir, for the yeah, you can bring it.
Yeah, go ahead. Read what you have.
Sure, so the first step is the screening. Correct, right, sir? Where they remove the rags and debris. They remove debris from the water. Then it's moved to the primary clarifiers. This is where they use gravity to separate the solid from the solid and the liquid. So the solid would sink to the bottom, the liquid would stay on the top. And then this is the water now would move to the activated sludge tank, where they separate the good and bad bacteria. I'm getting it right. Based on that, they said the bacteria need air to survive. So they pump air into the tank.
Correct, that's correct. Continue.
Yes, sir. And next is the nitrification. And so the nitrification is where they convert ammonia to nitrate Nitrite, sir.
Nitrates.
Nitrate, then nitrate.
And then?
Then we have denitrification. This is where the nitrates.
Continue.
So the nitrate turn into nitrogen gas. They have to remove the nitrate from the tank because it's harmful to the birds and animals. And that gas went into the atmosphere. Then we have the secondary sedimentation. This is where bacteria would sink to the bottom and the water would go over the rear.
Okay. And then what else?
So the water that goes through the waterfall. So I think I stopped.
Stuck right there. All right, so not bad.
Not really.
They go over to the filters.
Yeah, the filter. And they use sand and gravel to filter the water.
And then?
Then next we have the chlorination. Chlorination.
Yes. Disinfecting. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Continue.
So they do that to kill whatever insect, bacteria, whatever is left in the water. And then it moved to a different tank. No, they dechlorinate the water.
Okay, afterwards.
They have some sulfur dioxide.
Yeah, sulfur dioxide. All right, good. I don't even remember that last part, but you remember it. Very good. So wonderful. And that is how we treat a video. You don't just watch a video straight through like that. You pause it, you re-listen to what they said, you look up for some words that they had used. And now you see what I mean by using the graphic organizer. So you see, I gave you notes just by using that. Simple notes. Right? And if you wrote the process like what I told you, just like what I did, you'd have run straight through. Because all you need is the words. Screening, sedimentation, remove of the sludge, right? Nitrification, denitrification, and then of course filtering, then chlorination, dechlorination. See? Simple. Water treatment plant. So if you have to describe it, you should be able to describe it. Right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so there's no need for us to watch the other video because that's really clear, cut and clear. So we're going to move on to, we're going to move back. We're going to move now into let's say we can look at a past paper question, a past paper exam question. So we're going to look at the exam question now. Go into an exam question and see what we have there. So we'll look at an exam question now based on what we have done so far, a past paper exam question. All right. And those who are on the YouTube, you can still participate by giving your answers, just like Gabrielle did and got 9 out of 10 for the worksheet that she did. Okay, Gabrielle Morrison. All right, so figure A says, we're wrapping up the class now. So figure 5 rather. 6 part A, figure 5, the diagram of the water cycle. So you see, we did the water cycle. Again, it is an exam question. And if just in case people don't believe, let us show them that it is an exam question. It is actually January 2016. This will be 5 years ago, paper 2. So let's go back to the question that we're actually, right? Tasha, what are you doing? So what we're talking about earlier What we're talking about earlier, the teeth, remember?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Remember, we're talking about the teeth earlier. So now we're going to go back to question number 6. All right. Back to question number 6. Okay, here we go. All right, so we're at the water cycle now. And they want to ask us now to state the processes that occur at A, B, and C in figure 5. So let's begin with A. What happens at A? What happens at A? Anybody want to give me the answer for that? What happens at A? Remember, those who are in the YouTube can respond to the question. What happens at A? State the process that occur at A, B, and C in figure 5. What happens at A?
Sir, water evaporate from the plant into the cloud.
Good. So it is, well, it's A. Well, yes. A, actually, actually, there is a T word, it's transpiration. But because if you look at B, B would still be evaporation, don't it?
Yes, sir.
So I'm really going to put transpiration there. Transpiration and not evaporation.
Oh no, evaporation. I know that one.
Huh? I'm gonna tell you transpiration. All right, you see whenever you see in the mornings when you get up early in the mornings, right?
Yes, sir.
And you go outside, you see the plants look wet, but rain never did fall.
Yes, sir.
So what really happens is that, because remember the plants respire at nights. The plants respire at nights, right? Right? And when the plants respires, they would give off water and carbon dioxide. So because when it leaves the plant, comes out as a vapor from the plant. When it comes out, the heat, none of the heat, because it cool, it will be converted to water. But of course, so the leaves will look wet. You understand?
Yes,
Right?
sir.
That's why the arrows are pointing from the trees. So transpiration now is a loss of water from a plant in the form of water vapor. You see now? So it's actually transpiration. So the loss of water, make note of it. Transpiration is the loss of water from a plant in the form of water vapor. Make note of that. Okay, that is what transpiration is. So that is what happens at A. All right. Let's look at B. So what happens at B? What's the natural thing that happens at B now?
Evaporation.
Definitely. It goes without saying evaporation. And what happens at C?
Sir, is that arrow pointing from the mountain or from the
It's actually pointing from the mountain coming down. Because remember, some of that water.
runoff, sir?
Yeah, you could call it runoff, or yeah, you could call
Or
it runoff or collection. Or a collection, eh? Good, because it will be collected into the rivers and lakes and so forth. All right. Good. So those 1, 2, 3 marks, quite easy. All right. 1, 2, 3 marks, quite easy right there. Good. All right. So it's very important. And again, a chart is there unlabeled charts. So when I tell you guys to make your charts based on all the systems that you're studying, basically everything, because it's after tonight, you can go and make a chart on wastewater treatment. And you have it there, have your charts there, have them there, use your charts to revise. That's what you must use to revise. So you're constantly using the knowledge. You understand? Even when you teach a child back home about it. So when you teach, you will learn more. Your understanding grows. You understand? All right, so let us proceed further. Now, this you should be able to tell me without itching.
Why not, sir?
Oh, you mean? Oh, you mean? Oh, you mean? It's in your notes, sister, it's in your notes. Now, hold on there. Hold on, it's just 3 marks. 3 marks. So, get 1 mark for the definition of pollutant. 2 marks to identify 2 ways in which humans pollute the water cycle. So, you want to go ahead and give it the answer?
No, sir.
What do you mean? What's the definition of pollutant? We did this. We did this. Check your notes. Check your notes. Pollutant. Real fact, you know, a pollutant is really a foreign substance. Remember that. It does not belong in the environment. Anything that does not belong in the environment pollutes the environment. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What it doesn't belong in the environment, in the habitat, it is a pollutant, right? So you could put it in your own words. You don't necessarily have to, because one of the skills in doing this, you know, the exam is upon you. You're in the exam room. You're in the exam room now, and define the term pollutant. You're trying to memorize it. No. Just look. Just picture yourself outside and on the road. Does garbage belong on the road?
No, sir.
Does garbage belong in water?
No, sir.
No. So therefore, it's a foreign substance. Foreign mean does not belong, you know. It's stranger. That's what the word foreign mean, right? Does not belong. So therefore, it is objects or substance that does not belong in a particular what? Environment. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Because if you put the garbage in the disposal bags or bins, it is not a pollutant to those because it belongs there. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, 2 ways in which humans pollute the water cycle. How? Come talk to me. Talk to me. How they pollute the water cycle? 2 ways.
So by throwing garbage into the water.
Good. So they throw debris into the water and what else?
That would come on the way.
Huh? You know the two. You know. 2 answers should I give me? 2 answers.
Industrial waste into the water.
Bam. Here you go. You got it.
There is just not
You
coming
got
out.
it. There's domestic pollution and industrial pollution. Right.
So that is what they're looking for instead of saying what really happened.
Oh, you mean, of course. Yeah. Yes. Domestically, industrially in the sense of sewage, where the factories pass out sewage into the water. That is polluting the water. Or you could have used agricultural pollution, where the farmers, when the pesticides runs off into the water and they don't replant. So because they don't, some people don't do the replanting, then you find that you will have when the rain fall, everything that's rose goes into the water. Agriculture, right? Good. So you see, no doubt, no doubt, right? No doubt. Okay. So you see, your brain at work tonight. It's working tonight. It's working. All right, so well, we're on our time here. We're on our time clock here. All right, so this one says over 71% of the Earth's surface is covered with water, but only 0.024% is readily available to be used as fresh water in groundwater deposits, lakes, rivers, and streams. As our population size has increased, our demand for water and our contamination of it have reduced the amount of available useful water. Of course, there's a solution for it. Discuss two effects of contaminated water on human health and the environment. Discuss two effects of contaminated water on human health and the environment. Now, when they ask you to discuss, let us look back at what the syllabus asks us before we dive down into the question. And that is a very important thing. And many persons don't pay attention to the words. You have to go to the glossary of the syllabus. And it tells you what discuss means. When the examiner asks the discuss of what he meant. Present reasoned arguments. So when you're going to do a discuss, and that is when you reach the discuss question, do not leave it out. Try answer it because it's UK use of knowledge. Use of knowledge. So and use of knowledge carry heavy marks. Heavy marks. Right? So you can't miss out the use of knowledge questions then because it carry hefty marks. Good. So it says present reasoned arguments, consider points both for and against, explain the relative merits of a case. So we're going to present some reasoned arguments. Well, let's brainstorm the question, right? Why not? Two effects of contaminated water on human. What is that really asking us? It's to give facts of how it can contaminate human health. How does it impact the human health? You want me to start or you want to start for yourself?
Sure, start.
Sure. Sure. You couldn't take on the task and start, sister. You don't have to make me start all the time. All right. First, you have to define what we mean by contaminated water. Good. I would have defined it and probably say that contaminated water is water that has in bacteria, germs, and so forth in it. Good. Now, if consumed, humans will develop a disease called gastroenteritis. You follow? So we're going now?
Yes, sir.
Good. And if they develop gastroenteritis, where they would probably start vomiting, and then once you're vomiting or they probably start to what's the word now? Diarrhea. Right? And what will happen right here now is that they will in fact now their bodies become weak. They will start to lose a lot of what you call it now. They become dehydrated. Good. And then once they become dehydrated, their bodies become weak. So you're seeing it moving from one thing to another. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
And if your body becomes dehydrated, the cells what needs water can die. It can possibly lead to death if not treated. So it's really have a negative effect on the human health. The environment, of course, that if water is contaminated, because contaminated doesn't necessarily mean, because there's an E word, eutrophication, right? Remember, eutrophication would have taken place, right? So once I mention these words, and then of course, if the water is contaminated, wildlife can die. I mean, animals, it will affect the ecosystem, it will affect the food chain. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Right? Can affect the food chain, can affect the ecosystem in a broader sense, right? Because if the rivers are contaminated, the fishes who lives in the aquatic environment would have died. And if they die, it is also going to affect other things in the system. Make sense?
Sir.
Okay. All right. So all right. So Gabriel. Let us look into our YouTube person here. Gabriel McPherson says that a pollutant is a substance that causes harm to the environment or ecosystem. All right, that's a good definition given by Gabriel. A pollutant is a substance that causes harm to the environment or ecosystem. Very good, Gabriel. Um, good definition as well. Good definition. All right. So Gabriel says a pollutant is a substance that causes harm to the environment or the ecosystem. Yeah, exactly. So we are seeing where the ecosystem was affected, as we said, if the water, the rivers and lakes become polluted. All right, makes sense. All right, so good. But you could still say foreign because those substance does not belong to the environment. It is still foreign substance. All right. Okay. Now, final 3 marks on this question. Human activities are contaminating not only water resources, but also the air. Suggest 3 ways in which humans could reduce air pollution. 3 ways humans could reduce air pollution. All right. Well, Gabriel says burning garbage in the open. Um, well, there's 3 ways in which I could reduce air pollution. Reduce air pollution. Yeah,
No.
reduce. Not how they pollute it, Gabriel. Not how they pollute it, but more how they reduce it. All right, it's a human activities are contaminating not only water resources, but also the air. Suggest 3 ways in which humans could reduce air pollution. Just, you can give me one. Think about it.
Sir, the factories, the filter thing. Try to remember that one.
Oh, they use a particular gas.
What's that gas?
Yeah, go ahead. It's a filter thing. Yeah, it was in one of those videos.
Yes, sir. So you can use that. I don't remember exactly how it goes.
Oh, well, one of the things to when you think about it, we could reduce the amount of private vehicles during the week on the road. So when you reduce private vehicles on the road and only use public vehicles, you'd have reduced the amount of carbon monoxide emissions into the atmosphere. That's one way. Good. You could plant more trees. That could plant more trees, right? Reduce deforestation. Because when you plant more trees, then the more trees will be there to absorb some of that carbon. Make sense?
Okay.
Good. And then you would burn less fossil fuels, right? Rely on other use of energy. Instead of using energy from oil and stuff like that, they can rely on what do you call it now? They can rely on other forms of energy like wind energy and so forth. Good. So you have to use your common sense some of the time when you're answering questions like these. Make sense? Make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because the whole idea, is about, it is a suggestion. And this is what the syllabus says about suggestion. What this syllabus asks you, what do you mean by the word suggestion? And we're wrapping up now. Wrapping up now. We won't be able to go to the multiple choice until next week because we have gone over 2 hours. All right. Offer an explanation deduced from information or previous knowledge. So so you know what I'm saying? It's no correct or incorrect solution is presumed, but suggestions must be acceptable within limits of scientific knowledge. You see now? So it's a suggestion. You say you can use your common sense. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can use your common sense and respond to that question. All right, so that's a wrap for the class. On behalf of the other students, Teresa, would you like to tell us how was the class today, ma'am? How was today's class? Teresa?
That was great and exciting as usual.
So it was great and exciting as usual. All right.
Yes, sir.
Very good. And Ashley called me and said, sir, I missed class. Class was going good. But she will pick it up on the YouTube. And of course, today we have got a whopping 5 likes for today's class. So you guys have done well today again.
So I'm not in that because I don't like it as it.
No, well, you see, can you imagine?
I always like it at the end of the class.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And of course, we give God all
And
the
I have
glory.
a coworker watching now as we speak. She's late, so she didn't get to watch it from the beginning.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, what's her name?
Jessica Lewis. I'm not sure if that's the name she used.
Oh, Jessica. All right. Well, Jessica, if you're there watching, we want to say welcome to CDP Lazarus Services Human and Social Biology class tonight. Hope you'll be with us next week. Just subscribe and you will be able to see exactly when we're live on YouTube. So subscribe and you will not miss anything at all. All right. Okay, Teresa, thank you very much. You have yourself a good night. And I'm really looking forward for my worksheet next week.
Okay, sir. Same to you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much. All right. That's it.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, you can just click and leave. All right, so good night. So my fellow YouTube students, I must say thank you very much for staying with us for this long period of class. And for those who just came, you have missed the fun part of the class where the students actually went through some activities, warm-up activities. And we must say a big congratulations to Gabriel McPherson. If you're Jamaican and you have a smartphone, I will ask CDP Lazarus Services to send you a credit for participating in our class today and getting 9 out of 10. That's great. I hope you had in fact emailed the worksheet though that you have done in our warm-up activities. All right. So congratulations to Gabriel McPherson. And I want to say a big thank you to the CDP Lab students as well for making tonight another interesting night. And I also want to say thanks to those persons who have liked our class tonight. And a big thank you to those 5 persons who have liked the class tonight. I'm saying thanks to you guys and thanks to those persons who have stayed on for throughout the entire class and watching the class. So we ask you to subscribe and we ask you to not only subscribe, but you know, spread the word. Pass, share the channel with your friends and your families who are doing exams in May, June 2021. And our CDP Labs Data Services, we have a track record, yes, for human and social biology. Last year, we had 100% pass, including a grade 2, one of our students who came to CDP Labs just 2 weeks before the exam and got a grade 2. Can you imagine that? Her interview was done, so you could look on our channel and look for her interview. All right, and you can go to our Facebook page as well, and or Facebook and follow it and like the page. And of course, thank you for your support for CDP Labs Data Services. So we ask that you continue to join us on Wednesday nights for human and social biology. On Monday nights, we have mathematics. And of course, we have started giving out we have multiple choice questions. We are not waiting. So we started our first night of multiple choice questions on number theory and computation. And we did another set of multiple choice questions on Monday night, which was Monday night gone, 2 nights ago. We did consumer arithmetic multiple choice questions. So we have mathematics on Monday nights, and starting in February, we will be having our Thursday nights classes for mathematics. So Mondays and Thursday nights, we'll be carrying that all the way to exams. And we offer other subjects. English language. English language is on Tuesday nights, but it's not streamed live though. We have POB and accounts, not streamed live as yet, but those subjects are also being offered on CDP Labs Edu Services. And for those of you who are interested in joining CDP Labs Edu Services, you may go to our Facebook page and click on the sign up button, and you will be contacted and we give the details that you need to become a member of the CDP Labs Edu Services Institute. Now, what are the benefits of becoming a CDP Labs student? Well, the students of CDP Labs Edu Services, they receive our video tutorials. They also receive our worksheets weekly, and of course, which includes past paper questions, mainly paper 2 and paper 1, of course. So those students receive their past paper questions. All right. And of course, their work is being marked by the instructors. So that's one of the big benefits of becoming a registered student of CDP Labs Edu Services. The students on YouTube, you get something, of course. Tonight you got an activity to do, and every night you'll get activities to do, right? So our in-class activities, or persons from YouTube will benefit from our in-class activities. All right. So, new students who will be doing exams in January 2022, God's willing, our lives are spared, or May, June 2022, your classes begin in February. So if you know anyone who wants to do exam next year, we will start to accommodate our new students in the month of February. So subscribe now and have a good weekend, and God bless you. Thank you very much for being here with us live on YouTube. Stay tuned to CDP Labs Edu Services. Cha-cha, goodbye. I am Mr. Bernard.